Welcome to It Be Like That podcast. I'm your host, Den. It's probably gonna be solo dolo. If the guys join, they join, they don't. I already don't care. But we're gonna put this work in, we're gonna get this work in. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Sorry to keep y'all up. I know we've been out for a week. We need to be more consistent. That's on me. I'm the leader. I need to be more consistent. So I'm sorry for that. But we got some good topics to talk about today. OKC, NBA champions. We're gonna talk about Hadley getting injured. Beginning of the game 7. That was crazy. My boy went 3 for 4 from the three. First half he had 9 points. We probably would have gave us one of those moments of 39, 12, and 5 game. They still might lose, but Hadley looked like he was going to put on a great performance. Then he erupts his Achilles and out for the game and probably out for the 2025-2026 season. We'll get into that. KD going to Houston. Houston seemed like they win now mode. So they say bye-bye Jalen Green, bye-bye Dylan Brooks. Hello, KD, come in. We can win now. We're going to get into that. Then we got to talk about Jon Bone Jones. Jon Bone Jones. That's what we're going to close it out with. That boy Jon Jones. That boy retiring. People saying he ducking. I'm going to give y'all my opinion, how I feel. I look at Jon Jones as the great, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be biased. Usually I am biased when it comes to Jon Jones. I feel like he get a bad rep for some of the stuff he does outside. And I feel like sometimes people are a bit disingenuous about Jon Jones. But I'm going to give you my honest opinion about him retiring and my overall viewpoint on why he's retiring. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let y'all know if I think he's ducking Tom Aspinall. But to start off, let's get into OKC and Indiana Pacers. Man, even though the ratings was low, this still was a great series. Like, I know a lot of times we look at all the ratings low, but that's really more have to do with Adam Silver and the NBA not knowing how to promote and create storylines to gravitate towards so the audience can gravitate towards some of these teams that might be a small market team. But if you have a right storyline and you know how to push the right narratives, people would be invested. But when you don't do that, people just say, "Nah, I don't care. Why should I care about them?" When all you gonna talk about is the Lakers, Golden State Warriors, as you should, because those are big market teams. You know what I'm saying? Those are big teams, and people care about those teams. Majority of people do, because majority of the world are fans of the Warriors, the Lakers, Boston. That's cool. But when you see some of these upcoming guys with some of these young stars, you need to promote them too to get the audience and these people ready for the next coming, the next generation. And I think that's not something Adam Silver he's not doing. So now when we're looking at the NBA and we're looking at an NBA Finals, which posted basically the Super Bowl of the NBA, and we're talking about the low ratings. Yes, the ratings are low, but that has nothing to do with the talent in the game, because the games was great. The games were great. Both teams played their heart out. That's why I went to a game 7. I'm happy I went to a game 7. And it had you. It really had you on the tip of your seat, because you was just like, damn, bro. Each game was crazy, bro. Even if it was a blowout, each game was crazy, bro. Shea, usually he's very efficient. He wasn't even efficient, but the reason why he wasn't efficient, he was just being aggressive. You feel me? If you look at game 1, OKC was tearing butt up. They was whooping butt. Hallie come back, game winning shot, boom, still game 1. Game 2, in convincing fashion, OKC won. Game 3, OKC, third quarter terrible, fourth quarter terrible. Indiana took advantage of it. They take home game 3. Game 4, Indiana dropped the ball and let OKC win game 4. OKC, convincing fashion again, win game 5. Indiana, in convincing fashion, win game 6, because just Oklahoma played their worst game of the whole season, game 6. Then you got game 7. Hallie start that thing off crazy. He gets hurt. TJ McConnell, he trying to carry the team. Him and Mappin, all those guys just keep pushing without Tyreek. And it was a close game, even them leading by 1 point and going into halftime. They was leading by 1 point going to halftime because of a clutch 3 by Mappin, by Minhart. Then we look at the third quarter, going into the second half of the third quarter. OKC just took over. They just showed you why they were one of the best teams of the year, why they were one of the all-time great team defensively, and they just dominated. They just dominated Indiana when it comes to just stealing the ball, being aggressive. Then they start knocking down shots because Jalen Williams have a good first half. Chet didn't have a great first half. And then they just start knocking threes down. Boom, 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 boom. Getting steals, knocking threes, you know what I'm saying? And ones. Just making plays all through the second half. And they took over, and now they're the world champs. And I think game 7, I think it was 16 million. So that's a great, you know what I'm saying? That's a great viewership. We're talking about a game 7. Basically, when people shitting on the whole series anyway, because they saying the ratings low. But in reality, like I was saying, the reason why the ratings are low because Adam Silver and them don't promote and they don't create storylines to get fans invested. If you promoted and created storylines to get fans invested, people would care. But when you don't do that, why would people care? Why should I care about OKC, Indiana, if you're not going to promote them? If you're not going to create storylines to build them up and prepare fans for it, so when they do make the finals, they both have a story to tell. But you wait to the playoffs to try to tell these stories. You cannot do that, bro. They gotta start way. To me, they gotta start at the beginning of the regular season. That's why the NFL is so great. Cause NFL, they tell stories now. NFL got storylines now. Each team got a storyline. Each team got a story. So now when we get ready for the 2025-2026 season, we already prepared for what's gonna happen. Everybody got a story. The Falcons, you know what Falcons story is? I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. Michael Penix Jr.'s second year. What would he do? Will Kyle Pitts showed that he was worth a top 5 pick in 2021 draft? Will he be another Pro Bowler? Will he show that his rookie year wasn't a fluke? It's a story. It's storylines everywhere. Well, Raheem Morris really proved that he can actually be a playoff-worthy head coach. Lead the Falcons to a playoff in a mediocre mid, but I really think it's going to be a great NFC South this year. So everybody has a storyline. The NBA don't do that. So that's why a lot of people wasn't invested, why they wasn't watching until game 7. Who not going to watch a game 7? I'm not really surprised. You could be surprised. You're like, dang, people weren't really watching it through. Why they watch? But it's a game 7. But game 7 is crazy. Who don't want to watch a game 7? Come on, bro. Nail biting. Come on, bro. Because a lot of times you want a game, because really, as a fan, you want a game 7 to be nail biting. Like the 2016 Golden State Warriors in Cleveland, like we was happy to see that. Because that was a nail bite. That was a nail biting game, bro. Had you on the edge of your seat. Everything was just happening. A block shot, Kyrie fadeaway 3, like it was just a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on, and it was a great game, bro. And this was a great game for the first. I feel for the first half was a great game. Then, like I said, the second half, OKC just took over and dominated. And once they did that, it was just a wrap for Indiana. And Indiana, they didn't have nothing. And Indiana at the end tried to bring it. They was like, I think they brought it to like 10. They was down by like 10. If Tyrese Halliburton there, potentially they could have came back, you know what I'm saying, with 2 minutes left. But I don't think so, bro. Like I said, I think Hallie probably would have still had about 29, 11, and five rebounds, and they still would have probably lost by 5 to 6 points, in my opinion. I just think OKC was just that defense. They know how to rattle you and stop you and shut you down for 4 to 5 minutes. And that's what they did to the Pacers in the second half. They just dominated them and started the second half. Because when you're going against OKC, you got to have 2 good ball handlers, bro. Because if you don't, they're going to steal the ball from you. They're going to get that ball. They're going to pop the ball out your hand every time, bro. You get that ball, you think you say, boom, the ball out. Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet, all these guys, bro. They're seeking out their ball. They're looking. They're spying. Them boys, they spies, bro. As soon as they see that ball, boom, they're going to hit it out, get a steal. Now we got a fast break. Might be a 3, might be a layup. And now you looking, you brought it to 6. Now you look up, now you're down by 16 again. Because they just so dominant, bro. They go on these runs where they just dominate you on defense and nothing you can do about it. And you might have a little run where they beat you by 20, you bring it to 8, and they just go on another run on you, stop you again defensively because they can, and they so dominant, and now you down by 20 again. So credit to OKC. They deserve to win this game. Proud of them. Proud of Shea. Jalen Williams stepped up. Like I said, his first half was bad. Stepped up in the second half. Showed what he was supposed to do. Chet Holmgren had about 4 or 5 blocks. Dominated. So, man, credit to OKC. Like I said, I want them to win because I like Shea. You know what I'm saying? When you scoring leader, league MVP, I want you to go out as the champion. Why not, man? Why not? We don't see that no more. Last time we saw that was Shaq. So, proud of OKC. Indiana, I know it hurts with Hallie going out, man. Hallie was going crazy. To me, his nickname is the moment, bro. Hallie nickname is the moment. Cause Buddy, he just had a moment in every series. He had a moment, bro. He just so like he can get to a point where he can just dominate a game, bro, with just passing guys open, and just his shot it just on that night. And it looked like Game 7 it started off that first quarter, a couple of minutes in the first quarter. It looked like he was finna have one of those games again. Then the injury happened, man. But just my takeaways from Tyrese this playoff, bro, just his nickname is the moment, bro. That's his nickname. I know Hallie, but the moment, bro. Because he's gonna give you a moment. He's gonna give you a moment, bro. No matter what, it don't matter how many points he down, bro. He's gonna show you. He's gonna have a moment in the game, bro. He had to make a shot to win the game, make a shot to tie the game. He had moments in every series of the playoffs, bro. And we don't see that much, bro. We don't see that much where a dude just buzzer beaters. You know what I'm saying? 2 seconds scoring a point to lead the game, and there's 2 seconds left on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Game time shots out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He just did it all this season, man. He had a great season. Tip my hat off to him. I know his head is down because they lost the finals, and then you go out, you can't even play the whole game to either see, like, that's the what if. What if he did finish out the game? Me personally, I think they were still lost, but for him to have that overall just playoff moments of just clutch shots, you got to respect it, man. You got to respect it. There's no way you can say you're overrated. I think people say that because he talk. I think it's more him talking. A lot of guys think, bro, you ain't like that. You ain't like that. We know how people are, bro. If you ain't really from the streets and stuff, people look at you like that, bro. It's some stupid shit. It's nothing about his game that says overrated. He just helped his team go to the NBA Finals. I don't get how you can take your team to the NBA Finals last year, and now you just come off going to the conference finals last year, and now you're overrated. And your team had a better, and your team is go from a 6 seed to a 4 seed the next year. You made it to the NBA Finals as a 6 seed. You made it to the conference final as a 6 seed, and now you just made it to the finals as a 4 seed. But I just don't get how you can call a dude overrated after he just took his team the year before to the conference finals. And even though they got swept for the game, he got injured, but he still helped his team get to the conference finals. He's overrated. I think it's because people don't like because he's talking. They don't like it. Who this boy think he is? That's how it is. But now he show y'all, now I'm bad. So all this overrated stuff, I think that's going out the window now, man. Like I say, him getting injured, it sucked. But, man, he had hella moments, though. He's going to be remembered. He had Rob Parker talking about, if he don't win, not going to be remembered, Rob. You just stop making up stuff. People remember what LeBron James did in 2018 playoffs. People remember what Allen Iverson did in 01. People remember these things, brother. You don't remember it. You don't remember. You're going to put that narrative out there, just put that narrative. People remember these things. Just because you don't win don't mean that he still had clutch moments. Oh, he did somebody else's celebration. So what? Who cares, bro? He still did it, and he still made a shot. Y'all care more about the celebration than him hitting the shot. He just came up, he just did something on the fly. He supposed to make up something. He didn't know he was going to make that shot or not. It's all instincts in the moment. And y'all critiquing that. He made the shot. Who cares? Then to be honest with you, bro, I'm always gonna remember OKC winning the chip more than Hallie moments in there. But his moments still crazy, bro. I dropping like, oh, he did that. Come on, bro. He made the game-winning layup to take Giannis and them out. He made a game 2 clutch shot to go up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Come on, game 1 to tie the game, then eventually win the game. Game 1, come on, bro, clutch shot after being down majority of the game. He had moments that people will always remember, bro. And to be honest with you, bro, he is up there. He gonna be a superstar one day, in my opinion. He's not a superstar yet, but if he keep doing what he's doing and keep having moments like this in the regular season, and if he can at least get the Pacers to like a top 3 seed, to what now you got to put respect on his name because he got a top team in the league, He got a top team in the league. Then I think more people put more respect on his name. But I just think a lot of dudes don't like how he talk. And then he the typical dude, man. You know how athletes are. They'll talk, you know what I'm saying? They can give it, but they can't take it. He probably one of those dudes, and dudes don't like that, so they say he overrated. But Nah, bro. There's no way you can be overrated where you can have a game where you can drop 30, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. Then and score the game winning shot. So people can say what they want to say about Tyrese Halliburton. I like his game. I appreciate him. Keep his head up. You probably won't see him next year at all. If I don't play him at all. There's no reason to play him. There's no reason to play him at all. Let him sit for the whole season. Get him ready for the 2026-2027 season. Now, with these Achilles injury and based on technology today, he probably will come back. Probably, I say in February, March. But if he don't, I wouldn't be mad, bro. Let him sit out for the season. Let him sit out. You feel me? Now we can see the other guys and what they really can do. And now when he come back, those other guys can't really do nothing. Now when he come back, now people really know their role. Because him being injured, now you got guys that can step up to see what their real potential are. What their real potential is if they do take another step, or they got a bigger role. Now you go from a 2 to the 1. You go from a 3 to a 2. You go from a 4 to the 3. And let's see how it work. But if it don't work, now guys know, okay, this is my position. Hallie come back. Everything go back to normal like when Hallie was here. If it don't, now you got to, well, okay, you bring Hallie back with this core group of guys. Now the sky's the limit. So, like I said, I like what the Pacers did this season. They shocked me for real. I didn't think they were going to the NBA Finals for real. After they beat Cleveland, I was convinced. It took them beating the number 1 seed Cleveland to say, yeah, I know everybody was like, the Knicks going to go. I'm like, nah, the Pacers are going to go. And they did. They lost like I expected. I thought in 5, they went to 7. Hallie, he didn't really have a good NBA Finals, but he had flashes. He had moments. He still had that game-winning shot in game 1. Like I said, I tip my hat off to him. And just good luck to them boys in the future. Next topic, man, let's get into KD to Houston. It's really crazy, though, Corey. You look at KD. This man is 37 years. He's going to be 37. And it's just crazy because I truly believe he should have stayed with OKC. I mean, not OKC, but Golden State. He should stay with Golden State. You don't leave that. That's good. You don't leave something good, something great. You know what I'm saying? Something that's amazing. He left all that to go to the Nets. He was injured the first year. He didn't play, so I don't care. Then it's unfortunate the next year when he come back, foot on the line. If his foot was on the line, we looking at the Nets in the conference final against my Hawks. But foot was on the line. He didn't score no points in overtime. Bucks beat them. After that, we haven't really seen nothing from him from the Nets. Because the next year they get swept by Boston first round. Then he go to the Suns. If Kawhi Leonard don't get hurt in the first round, they lose to the Suns. KD really only has one playoff series win. But Kawhi gets injured because, you know, Kawhi, them ankles and the knees. KD them beat the boys in 5 games. They go see Jokic. Jokic get them out in 6. In dominant fashion. They get blown out the last game. Then after that, he gets swept by Anthony Edwards after they trade Chris Paul away to get Bradley Beal. People thought that big 3 was gonna be nice. It didn't work. Really, because those guys were playing roles they're not comfortable in. They needed a point guard. They're trying to put Devin Booker at a point guard. He's not a point guard. He's just a guy who can get open and score points. He's not a guy that can get guys open and try to put guys in position to score. It's not his role. They should have got a point guard, but they didn't do that. So what happened? They got swept by the Timberwolves. Then now we look at that this year. Bradley Beal was coming off the bench making about 50, and Devin Booker, he balling, but overall the team is so bad to a point they don't even make the playoffs, bro. They don't even make the playoffs. Now we're talking about during that season, they want to get rid of Bradley Beal, but the Wizards gave the nigga a no trade clause. And I understand where the Wizards was coming from, giving him that because he was so loyal to them to stay there. He could have left and went something else. So they gave him that because he decided to take the Supermax, stay on the team, take that Supermax. So I feel like they were doing him a favor. No trade clause. We're going to do you a favor. So if we do trade, you get the pick. You get to approve of it. So I understand it, but I disagree with it because he's not that type of player to do that. You feel me? And so now the Suns can't even get off of him because he got to approve of it. So they're stuck with this guy who's making about 50-something a year because he gets to approve whether they get to trade him or not. So now they're looking at now they're not going to trade Devin Booker because he's their key guy. He's the guy they feel like they can lead them to a championship. He could be the number one option on the championship team for the Suns. So they're not going to trade. So now they're looking at the 36-year-old, the OG, Kevin Durant. And he was shocked that they was thinking about even trading him. He was pissed off about it a little bit. So now we come to here now, after a couple of weeks during the play, we're hearing Kevin Durant. A couple of teams want Kevin Durant. The Suns is offering Kevin Durant up. They got him on the trade block. He preferred to go to Miami. He preferred to go to the Spurs or Houston. Some people thought the Timberwolves might get him for Julius Randle. But now he ended up going to one of the teams he wanted to go to, which is Houston. Houston give up Jalen Green. They give up Dylan Brooks and their 10th overall pick in this draft that actually will be on tomorrow. So they give that away to get KD and a second round pick, I think. KD, Houston they in win now mode. You feel me? So when you're in win now mode with some young talent that you still got on rookie contracts, you're gonna do whatever it takes to try to put yourself in position to try to get one now to where you got to pay all these dudes so much money. Because soon you got to start paying dudes. It's going to be hard for you to really be flexible when it comes to these contracts to try to move off guys because you're paying everybody. But now you're flexible because you're a good team with a whole bunch of young pieces and you got a couple of picks. So now you're not in a bad situation. You got Eason, Jabari Smith, Cam Whitmore, Matt Shepard. So you got some young guys still on rookie contract. Then you got Sengun. You got Amir Thompson who's on a rookie contract going on to his third year. You feel me? You got Van Vliet going to be. I think they probably going to do something with Van Vliet. Van Vliet going to still be there. You feel me? So you got KD. He going to start. KD, all they need from KD is to be an efficient scorer. He's still going to give you 26. He ain't the same defender. But he's still efficient enough to give you 26. If you swap out Jalen Green and KD last year, they beat OKC, man. Jalen Green had like a couple of games where he was in the double digits. They need Jalen Green to at least give them about 20, 22 points in that series. He need to be averaging that. There's no way you have one game of 38. Then after that, you have 3 games that don't even total 38. I think it was just right there, or it didn't even total 38, what you dropped in game 2. Your game 3, 4, and 5. That's sad, bro. So they had to get rid of him. Yes, he's super young. Yes, he's super young. But in that moment, when we're in win now mode, you don't have time for him to learn on the fly. He got to go somewhere else to where he could do that, and it don't cost you. With Houston, it'll cost you because he's basically your second best player, and you can't afford to have your second best player doing that. That's with Sengun, and he's an important piece on your team. Now, if he really was a secondary guy, it wouldn't matter. Just like you'll treat him like next street Cam Thomas. Yes, he can mess up, but he's not really a key factor like that. You feel me? Jalen Green is a key factor on the Suns. So when they're looking at it like, dang, we could have beat Houston we could have beat Golden State if Jalen Green was more aggressive, if he was more efficient, because he wasn't. KD's going to be more efficient. KD's going to give you I'm predicting KD going to probably score about 25 to 27 points a game and give you about 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Be about probably like, what? KD a dog, bro. KD probably gonna give you about 49 field goal percentage overall. Probably gonna be about 40 from the 3. He bust that 3 down. He's efficient from the 3, and probably gonna be about like 88, 89 in field goal percentage. In free throw percentage. So man, KD's gonna be a great piece for Houston. I like it for him. And now he's gonna be more in some more important basketball games, bro. Because this be his last 2 years with the Suns, bro. He wasn't in really no important basketball games. Besides the playoffs, and they got swept. So now you're with a young core of guys around you. I think that's gonna rejuvenate him as a 37-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Bring back some of that young KD in him to come out and compete. And I think Houston gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see it to believe it first. But I got them as a top 5 contender. I can see winning the finals with those young guys. But the young guys, they still gonna have their growing pains too. So you still gotta be patient with them while still trying to compete for a championship. But I think with Fred VanVleet still there, who can create his own shot and make a bucket and bust that 3 down, with Amir Thompson being defensive and it has a little offensive bag, with Sengun being what they call a baby Jokic, and the KD who gonna be efficient scoring. the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for Houston. They should be competitive, in my opinion. They would be a competitive team. They was a second seed, and they really wasn't even good at scoring. You know what I'm saying? But they was good on defensive side because of the length. With KD, I don't see how they can't be a second seed or number one. Shock everybody be a number one seed in the West. So the sky's the limit for KD and the Rockets, because with KD, you don't have to worry about a nigga scoring 8 points in the game. Come on, bro. When the last time KD just scored 8 points in that whole game? Jalen Green doing that. KD not doing that. KD gonna give you about 25 to 30 points a game a night. So you ain't got to worry about that. Now you just got to worry about guys playing defense and team basketball, and guys making sure that they playing with pace and the guys understanding their roles so you can keep putting up them W's. But for the most part, bro, Houston gonna be straight, bro. They're gonna have a good season, and I can't wait to see what the combination of KD and Sengun, and I get to see KD in that red and white. That's gonna be crazy too. So it's crazy. Now you got James, Russ, and KD all play for OKC and Houston. That's crazy. So can KD do what James and Russ couldn't do, which is win a ring? We gonna see. That's my thoughts on that. Last topic of the day, man. Let's get into the Jon Jones retiring, bro. This is my last topic of the day, because this is crazy. Jon Jones retiring. So now with Jon Jones, his last fight was in November against Stipe Miocic. He did a little spinning knee, hit him with a little spinning kick, hit him right in them kidneys, dropped him, beat him. When he got the mic, Joe Rogan interviewed him. He didn't tell us who his up next fight was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He just let shit drag. You had Dana White saying they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. I guarantee you. Went on Jim Rohn, went everywhere. First take, all these places. The fight is gonna happen. And just kept dwelling. And as a real Jon Jones fan, I'm like, yeah, Jon gonna fight. It's Jon fucking Jones. So I'm like, this Jon Jones, he gonna fight. Man, now we get here now. Nigga retire. He don't even announce his own retirement, bro. He don't get on the podium. He don't do nothing, bro. Nigga retire. We get a tire announcement by his fucking boss. That's crazy to me, bro. Your boss retiring is announcing your retirement? Why are you not announcing your retirement? You knew. There's no way you're telling me you wanted to fight him, then you're a nig. You're Jon Jones, bro. Even if you lose, your legacy is still intact. Who cares? Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre all retired, all got beat. They're still looked at as top 5, top 6 guys that ever fought in the UFC. No matter how you feel about them, people still respect their game. They still respect what they did in Octagon. So for him not to take the fight because he said he don't want to go against dangerous newcomers, upcoming guys, it's crazy to me when you was an upcoming guy at 20. And Shogun Rule gave you that opportunity and you beat him. You are one of the greatest guys. But for you to not take this fight and fight this dude, then retire, take them gloves off in the octagon, then retire, it's just crazy to me, bro. I ain't gonna say you ducking, cause I don't think you ducking, but to me, I just feel like it's bad timing for you to retire now when you should have just retired after you beat Stipe. Now you're gonna have people pushing that narrative that dang, Jon Jones ducking. Me personally, I don't believe that Jon Jones ducking. I believe to be honest with y'all, bro, I believe Jon Jones don't want to fight no more, bro. I just believe his heart is in another. I think his heart is somewhere else. I don't think it's in the UFC. And I think he understands that if he does fight Tom Masvidal and his heart is not really in it, he can put himself in position to lose. You just can't go out and party. And just because you beat Gustafson, that don't mean you're going to beat Tom Masvidal. Going out drinking and all that, not really training, not really fighting, not really preparing, you know what I'm saying, not really having a camp. Then you go out and beat a dude just all pure talent and pure just toughness. You ain't going to be able to do that against Tom Masvidal because Tom Masvidal got them hands. He quick. You know what I'm saying? He can wrestle. He can stop the takedown. And he taking out dudes in first rounds and for early first rounds. He barely chipped, bro. He chipped Curtis Blades. And even that little chip put him out, put him down to where Tom came on and TKO'd him. So I don't think Jon Jones was scared of Tom Masvidal. I just think his heart wasn't in it to where he felt like he wasn't gonna be able to prepare and get himself ready to go into war against Tom Masvidal. I don't think that's ducking. I think that's being smart. Why put yourself in a position to where you're not all in it and go out and fight a dude, then lose, knowing you weren't at your best. Just go ahead and retire and let the young nigga be the new king of the division, and let's see his journey and see what he do in his next couple of fights. It's smart. Then Jon Jones say I don't see Jon Jones coming. Jon Jones 37 years old, gonna be 38 soon. He not coming back, bro. He's not coming back at no 40, trying to fight some of the young dudes that's 30, 28, 30, 31 years old. That's wrestling. Come on, bro. Come on. Him leaving and being absent from UFC, him coming back. I don't believe when he did it the first time, he was still in his 30s, mid 30s. Cool, you can do that. He can't do that now. He can't do that now because these young guys coming up hungry, and I think he would be beat. And I think if Tom Masvidal, let's say he fights Cyril Gunn and lose, and Jon Jones come back, I think that's a little weak on Jon Jones' part. That'll be very weak. Now I don't think Jon cares. Jon has shown he don't care. The dude got his retirement announced by Dana White at basically at a free fight at a fight night event, post fight night event. The nigga retired at a post fight night event. That's unacceptable, bro. When you should have just retired after Stipe. Now, like I say, this narrative is gonna get pushed and pushed and pushed that Jon Jones is ducking. Jon Jones is ducking Tom. He's ducking. In reality, we don't know that. I don't believe that. I just think his heart not in it. Now he gone. You feel me? Then after he retired, now is that he did another thing where he got into a crash and he ran from the scene. And if he did that again, man, I just think Jon Jones need to just take some time just to grow up, bro. Like, your talent, yes, you're very talented, bro, but being talented and being a big name, that come on, bro, that's gonna wear out if you just keep making poor decisions all the fucking time, bro. You gotta grow up, bro. You 30-some years old, almost finna be 40 years old. You ain't 29. You're not a 20-year-old. You're not a 20-year-old kid no more, bro. So you gotta grow up. And if you don't grow up, then it's like people always gonna have that narrative about you. Some people think you're not the GOAT because you was on some, you know what I'm saying, drug tests. You failed some drug tests. I still think you're the GOAT though, because you beat everybody. So I'm just sorry, bro. Like, yes, he did that. Yes, Coach. Yes, Belichick and them. Yes, they cheated. But after the fact, they still was dominating. So who cares about the cheating? After I'm continue whooping your ass, we're gonna keep talking about, oh, you cheated in 07. Oh no, wait, you cheated around that time. Cool idea. I did. And still was spanking that ass after the fact. What about 2010 after the fact? 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What about those years when it wasn't? Post that. Still spanking you. So that's how I look at Jon Jones. Yeah, but pre and post, he still was spanking these dudes, putting these dudes out and not doing those type of drugs. So to me, he is the GOAT. But retiring like this is a bad look. It's a very bad look on Jon Jones' part, bro. And he got to eat this. He going to have to eat this. Like I said, I don't think he cares about everybody's opinion of him. But at the same time, my boy, you're going to have to eat this because you retiring like that is crazy. Dana White, yeah, Jon Jones announced retire. Why you didn't come on the internet and announce that? Why wait? You're the greatest of all time. You should have a press conference. You should have your Peyton Manning moment, your John Elway moment. At least if you're gonna do that, at least go on Instagram and do a video like Tom Brady. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna do a video when he retires. I don't think Aaron Rodgers gonna have no press conference. That's not Aaron Rodgers' style anyway. I think he's gonna do a video. At least do that. You ain't even do that. If you just retired and just went on your way. So shout out to Jon Jones. Have a great retirement, bro. Great career. Had a lot of controversy, a lot of bad incidents. But overall, to me, you are the GOAT of UFC. I appreciate your game. I don't believe you're ducking Tom Masvidal. I just believe that you believe that you don't have what it takes and you're not passionate enough to go out there and compete against a guy that you know that you're going to need to be 120% in to defeat. And I respect that. So credit to Jon Jones, like I said, for a great career. You know, now we got Tom Masvidal as the guy. And let's see what he do. You know what I'm saying? Because Jon Jones, he still got his legacy. He's still one of those John Bone Jones. He's still one of those dogs. So let's see what Tom Masvidal going to do in the heavyweight division. Let's see, can he make a name for himself and put himself up there with the Stipe, Daniel Cormier's, the Jon Jones, the Chuck Liddells, and those big bad guys. So we going to see. And y'all, that concludes my podcast, my stream today, man. Like I said, man, appreciate y'all for supporting us, watching our pod, man. We're going to get some shorts out. We're going to get the clips out for y'all so y'all can watch it, man. If you agree with my topics, my takes, let me know. If you disagree with the topics and the takes, let me know, man. Like I said, good criticism, bad criticism, I really don't care, bro, because I like to interact with y'all. So just give me your opinion on it, and I'm going to read it, and I will respond back as soon as possible, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Give y'all some more content on some stuff. We got to talk about the Diddy trial in the end. You know what I'm saying? I got Cardi B finna drop an album. Will it be a flop? Offset dropped the song. Is it fire? So there's some things that we going to get into, and some more topics I got to get into. I just can't think of it right now. But you will see them tomorrow. Like I said, I do appreciate y'all. If I'm by myself, I'm by myself. If I'm not got the bros with me, we gonna be here no matter what. We'll see y'all around 10 o'clock, 10:20, and we out. It be like that.